again. Bill from Minnesota XMR. And as long as I had my rod in the garage, I thought I'd take care of my steering problem. I had about that much play in it, and it just seemed getting worse and worse. So did some research, found out guys are taking their Pitman arms and replacing them or modifying them. I had taken everything apart already. It took off my steering arms, my steering rods, and took all the plate that holds it in is this curved plate. It's just one bolt on each side, no big deal. And there's an egg-shaped mount in here that goes up against this part of the frame, and there's in order to get this out, you have to loosen up. I got a punch in there. You got to loosen these 4 bolts. There's 2 here and 2 on the other side. The 2 on the other side have welded nuts. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But this will drop down. You'll be able to move it enough and it'll drop down. And there's your Pitman arm. On this side, I showed you the other side already. On this side, you got to take your steering rod or tie rod off completely, because this won't drop down enough. It hits your differential. No matter where your steering handles are. And back here, those are the 2 that have nuts welded on the back. But this one here, with that yellow Loctite that Can-Am uses, it was in there so hard I actually broke the welds on the nut. So I had to get a wrench back there. But it was nice that they had them welded, but if you're using Loctite that breaks welds, well, got it out anyways. So just wanted to tell you about that part. So now that I got the Pitman arm off, what guys have been doing is what I did with my new one here. I ordered a new one. I had to pry this apart a little bit to get it off to begin with, but this was completely crushed. The tabs were up against each other and it was still loose in here. So I would imagine the splines here will give up before the splines in the power steering unit. So I got a new one, and I took my die grinder and opened it up a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And maybe I'll get some more life out of it. This is a that oblong-shaped, egg-shaped mount that goes in there, and it's got 2 O-rings that go in here. I'm going to put some grease on there because that's what the shaft itself will pivot on. So I'll get it back to getting ready to put in, and I'll show you a little more. Alright, got the new O-rings on here, and you can see how that will pivot on your mount, this egg-shaped mount. And you just squeeze them together and you'll be ready to put her in. Alright, that's how it pivots. Right like that. So I didn't really feel any grease in there, but I thought, yeah, a little bit won't hurt. And it's all encapsulated, so it's not going anywhere. All right, we should be able to put her back in. Well, I got her back together. That's about it. The bolt that goes in the top of the pitman arm, it lines up with the groove in the shaft from the automatic steering, so there's no guesswork on how high or how low you have to push that pitman arm up. I got my steering rods all put back. They got cotter pins on the top. You should check those every now and again because they do come loose. But they got cotter pins so that you don't actually lose the whole thing. I think I would have put a castle nut on there to put the cotter pin through, make it a little secure. But that'll do it. Got everything all put back together. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. The steering rods, when they go back on the pitman, it would be really a time saver. I have one, but you need a 19 millimeter for this and a 15 millimeter to hold on to the ball end. And if you had a ratcheting box end wrench, it's a time saver because you get dirt in there and everything, and it's just hard to spin off with your fingers. So a 19 millimeter ratcheting box end, that's the ticket. And now, as you can see, nice and tight. A little squeaky, but nice and tight. Got to put my guards on and find some time to go riding. Thanks for watching. Remember, ride hard and be safe.